MK, and I am here with my third and final layout for Kit Consiracy for this week. This is week 4. I have all of these adorable, oh my gosh, isn't he adorable, cute little cow face photos. He was the cutest cow on the lot, you guys. I am dead serious. He was adorable. And so I got tons of photos from lots and lots of cameras. I have my leftover little pink, peachy pink gingham piece. I'm going to use this piece of cardstock for my photo matting. I have this beautiful peach color that is the cut apart cards, but I won't be using the cut apart cards. And then I have this collage photo that is absolutely gorgeous as well. And I'm going to make a double page layout using black cardstock. So the first thing I'm going to do is trim down the border strips or the branding strips, trim down my photos and mat my photos. I'm also going to end up edge distressing every single one of my photo mats just because, you know, it's a country type of layout and I wanted to make sure that I ended up you know, with some sort of ruggedness on my layout. So, I haven't cut my branding strips yet. I apologize about that, you guys. I thought I'd already done that. Great gravy. So I'm going to go ahead and trim those down. And then the next thing I'm going to do is rip my paper in half because I only want the left side. Yep. I'm going to tuck my my gingham piece underneath just so it peeks out a little bit. Look at that cow face. Oh my gourd. I'm going to rip the other side so I can have the right side to play with. And then as I was trimming my photos and matting them, my two 4x4, well, actually they're 3.5 by 3.5 little square photos landed just like this. This wasn't the plan. But when they landed like this, I really liked it. So I decided to go ahead and keep it. I'm also going to put some of this chicken wire onto one of my 2-inch strips that I have. So I'm ripping it in half as we speak. And then I'm going to go ahead and rip this piece. So that way I had an extra, what do I say? An extra print in there because I've got the gingham on one side and I thought it would look really cool if I had the chicken wire on the other side. And then that way it looks like I ripped out the black portion of my cardstock rather than my papers are ripped. Now I cut my 4x6 photos a little bit smaller than 4x6 so that way I could double mat them using the black cardstock that I'm already using as my photo mat. So now I've got black on both sides of the ripped butterfly paper. So I really like how that turned out and started looking. And then placement is a little hard when you do cut things down shorter. But what I like to do is I like to put my top photo and my bottom photo down first, and then I can center the middle photo, and it looks like you meant to leave that bit of a gap, you know, on purpose, whether it's a little bit or a lot of bit. It does help with that, just because of the fact that you know, you placed the top and the bottom photo down, and then that center photo just looks proportionate because it's equal on both top and bottom based off of what you did top and bottom, right? And then I went ahead and tucked in that foam bit. I forgot to put one of the photos down. I did not realize that. I still giggle at that face, you guys. He's adorable. And then the gingham piece, I did not tuck. I just realized I didn't tuck it in all the way. I will fix that at the very end. I kind of get a little bit carried away with my embellishing, and I forget about it until the very end. So on the page, you know, like in the close-ups and stuff, you'll see that I did end up actually fixing it. So, and I do love having everything on the black cardstock just because of the fact that he's a black and white cow. It just, he pops off the page, in all honesty. So this page kind of turns into what random stuff can I put on a layout and it still look good. That's exactly what this page turns out. So I've got a windmill that has nothing to do with this layout. I've got butterflies that have nothing to do. My title is Lovely Moo. because that's the only other word that I could think of that made sense out of the leftover gingham letters. I almost could spell the word llama. I just didn't have an extra L. I was going all over the place. But I do like lovely moo. And then I found the word pure beauty. Even though it is a boy cow, it's okay. I'm okay with that. I have a wheelbarrow that I think I end up covering up that circle that says something grow something. I don't know, but it doesn't really match. So I cover it up. I have a die cut of a cow. I have all the leftover Prima tickets. So I'm super stoked about doing that, because most cows that are put out in the pasture end up having like a tag stapled to his ear or punched through his ear or something on the cartilage or the hangy bit of his ear. And so that made me think of the whole cow ticket thing. And then I have close to my heart's little filigree swirly things. I've got a blue barn with some chickens standing in front of it. That's relevant, I think. I have a couple roses that I made many moons ago that don't match the layout, but they're gonna work. I have lots of aqua and blue butterflies, so I'm trying to bring in some more butterflies to match the other one, and 2 and 3 just won't work. I need them all. What else do I have on this layout that would make sense and work? Who knows? I've got tons of tickets and things like that. Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But I love it. I love how it ends up looking. I did find a butterfly and a flower cluster that really, in my opinion, matched really well. So I wanted to use both of those on the same layout. So I brought those in. They're actually going to get put on the layout, on the left layout. And then that butterfly that has a flower cluster covering its body almost matches. Well, it does match. I say almost because it's a little bit more of a black and white butterfly as opposed to a colorful butterfly, but that one will get taken over to the right. So that floral cluster is in 2 spots on my layout and makes sense in my brain. So anyways, I'm going to work on the left cluster first, just tucking and weaving and putting everything together. I really do like the lovely moo. I've got some stacked animals on a wood grain round. So I'm super stoked about that. Getting my stacked animals all used up. Even though we did not see any, I think we saw some chickens. I can't remember now. But we didn't see any pigs, or I think they're sheep. We didn't see any of those either. So that's okay. I've got my pure beauty going on, tucking that in place. Once I picked out all of the random stuff, I do have to say that once I did end up picking up this random stuff, I sorted them all out to see what I had to spread out evenly, because layouts like this that do have randomness to them seem to be a little bit more organized. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it does. It seems to be a little bit more organized when they're spread out and purposely put. So like you have one in this cluster, one in this one, and one over here. They look a little bit more intentional used that way. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of greenery that I had for my Altenew flowers is what they are, I believe. And they were made for a page that definitely was not anywhere near these type of pages. And I'm so happy that some of the Prima stuff matched that butterfly beautifully. Brought out another flare from Scrappin' Happy Studios. I am so sorry, you guys. That name gets me every time. I'm going to trim off the white on some of the butterflies, but not all. I clearly cannot trim off the white on the foam butterflies. But I do on all the others. I found a banner piece that says Farm Charm, which I thought was adorable for this little cow. And then, of course, just scattering the blue butterflies, which I thought helped out a lot. for the bigger butterfly that's already on the page. I definitely thought that that helped, you know, bring in that butterfly instead of it just being totally random. I really like the stark blackness of these little filigrees from Close to My Heart. And so I'm going to cut one in half so I can use it on 2 different pages. Just don't know where yet. It did look cute with that butterfly right there, but I do find a better home for it. Yep, right up there. Right coming from my little rose that serves no purpose on this layout other than I had a bunch of random stuff to use. Actually, I think those roses and the green leaves were inside with the Prima tickets. And so that's why I went ahead and said, why not? I'll bring them in. So I'm going to go ahead. Most of the brown wood grain that I'm bringing in, I'm covering up their words and things. I wanted the wood grain, I wanted the brown, but I didn't want the words. So on this particular one that I'm tucking in now had a blue butterfly. So it works perfect. So I'm tucking it in just so much to where I can only see the blue butterfly. I'm tucking this brown one in just so much so I could see the off-white butterfly. And then, of course, trying to figure out my little filigree. I want to make sure that I get the most out of that beautiful butterfly, the pink one with the flowers in the middle, because I wanted the flowers to be seen. But the wheelbarrow also had flowers. Not really sure if I'm still going to use the wheelbarrow. It might end up on another layout. Actually, I think it does end up on another layout. I knew I covered it up, but I couldn't remember what I covered it up with. But now I remember, and it is used on a totally separate layout. I remember now. So went ahead and put in that aquamarine or greeny. Oh, it's almost like a turquoise ticket because again it matches the printed butterfly on the paper on the other side. I've got my cow sticking out because this is a layout about cows. That's the only thing that makes sense in these clusters. The barn does kind of make sense, but we're nowhere near a barn. Well, I take that back. We went into a barn to make the milk for the baby cows. That's what we did. So just random things here and there. I don't like the legs of the cow. I really just wanted the head of the cow. So I'm covering most of it up, in all honesty. And then distressing the leaves for my roses, making sure that they are there. The little sticker that says Farm Fresh was a Minte chipboard piece. Just lots and lots of random things that end up making this layout look pretty good, in my opinion. It is just my opinion. If you don't like them, that is fine. So anyways, and then of course to match the other side, I'm bringing in random butterflies again, but they're all the same color. And I think that's what helps tie in everything on the layout, putting back all of my bits and pieces that I don't end up using and finishing off this page with a couple little black hearts that I will scatter throughout the clusters. So I really do like how all these little black hearts, the sprinkles, I think they pull in everything. So on these layouts, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I covered up the chickens. I didn't know that. I forgot I did that. But in all honesty, I had to take a step back to see if I even liked these layouts because yes, this is a lot of randomness and not like me. I don't usually do randomness, but I ended up liking how these looked in the end. It took me a couple days, but I do end up liking them. So anyways, that is my double page layout of this adorable faced cow. He is adorable. So that's my layout, my 2-page layout for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and watching me put random stuff on a layout. I had a blast. Mixing and matching. I like I said, this is usually not my style, but I did have a blast doing this for the last 3 layouts. I really did. Please be sure to check out Janet Fritz, who is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube. She is my collaborator for this series. I really did have a blast. Also, too, I kept forgetting to mention, because I ramble too much as it is, that we had 2 other lovely ladies join us for this entire month. So be sure to check out their Instagram pages. That will be linked down below. Jennifer Kane and Susan L. Joined us for this wonderful adventure all month long, and I was impressed with what they came out with. So I will have their links down below as well. And I'm sorry, ladies, that it took me all month to finally attach those links. That was horrible of me. I apologize. Yeah, here are 2 more layouts from my channel if you're interested in checking them out. And I will check you guys all later. Thank you so much. Bye.